finally live on YouTube and Facebook. With the Dead Campers. Yeah, that's right. And Matt and Brian joining in. And say hello, gentlemen.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, everybody.
Oh my gosh, so many tests, and finally it's actually all working. So, hello and welcome, and thank you for your patience of our techno idiosyncrasies, and let's just leave it at that. So, anyway, it's a beautiful day out here in the Midwest. Is it a beautiful day on the West Coast, Matt?
What?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't do that after all we've been through.
I'm sorry.
Is it a beautiful day out there?
Make sure you're coming through on Facebook Live. It looks like YouTube is okay, but you know, me and Facebook don't get along too well.
Yeah, so. You've been cut off of Facebook. You're censored. So is it a nice day out there?
It is a beautiful day out here. A little chilly. It's in the 50s.
Beautiful. Well, that's actually nice for Midwestern weather. Yeah. So there you go. Bri, how you guys doing out there in the Colorado Rocky Mountains?
We are doing all right. Got a little snow on the ground.
And bobcats hunting you down there from what you were showing. And by the way, the goatee, I'm digging the goatee. I know you guys can't see it there in Facebook and YouTube land, but Brian's sporting a new goatee, and it's pretty fancy, man. He's a sexy man there, I'm going to say.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm 100% for it just yet, but it's okay.
Well, it's working for you, so right on.
Eventually, you'll feel naked when you shave it.
Yeah, oh yeah. When you do that, it's the weirdest thing in the world. You look like a baby. A newborn baby.
I can shave my beard and be fine, but if I shave the goatee, it's like, yeah, I can't do it. I look weird. I look like my high school self, and it's odd.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So yeah. And Brian, welcome back from the holidays. We're just let's just say you took a holiday break and we took a holiday break, and because we're kind of morons with the technology, so I broke down and I paid for a service to see if it'll work. So hopefully this is going to be a good thing. Quit showing off your Volkswagen water bottle.
Hey, I sent you stickers.
You did? I never got them.
Did you guys get them?
Not yet.
What?
Did you really send
it? Dude, that's been a long time.
It has. That's been like over a month. Uh-oh. Dude, we're cut off of Facebook, and now we're cut off the U.S. postal system.
I know. I sent both of you guys. I sent both of you guys them.
I was wondering if you had sent it, because I've heard complaints about the postal system being what it is, but so far, anything being sent up and down the West Coast, we have friends up in Washington, we've been getting stuff. So I just thought maybe you hadn't actually sent it yet.
No, I definitely sent it like weeks ago. I mean, we talked about this before Christmas, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so I sent it. I sent it within 2 days of that conversation, you guys sending me your addresses.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Well, geez.
Got it. Yeah, well, let's give it a little bit of time, and if it doesn't come, maybe I'll figure out a way to get them to you without the involving the slow service from the whatchamacallit, post office.
The whatchamacallit, that yeah. The old USPS. So
those guys.
Yeah. So we've at least got things rolling to where we're on YouTube and Facebook Live, at least for the time being, until they decide to censor us and take us off. And yes, that is a dig at you, Facebook. So
You wanna know
suck
why?
it up. But anyway, which is going to bring us to our little topic here. I decided we're going to poke the bear, and we are going to have some fun with this because
your ads are coming through pretty loud there.
yeah. I was just trying to put some background music on. So I picked the Hollies, long, cool woman in a black dress, because it's about an undercover agent, you know, out there doing his thing. And I figure we're kind of like undercover agents. I'm double aught.
And your music's drowning
50.
you out.
Is it really?
I can barely hear you.
How's that?
But that's just us, though.
Yeah. Well, how? Now, can you hear me? Yeah. No?
I can hear the Hollies really well.
Really?
I know, me too.
But what's weird is, so I'm also looking on
Is that better?
here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so,
it's off.
oh. That better?
That's much better sound volume.
Okay. Sorry about that.
It's a bear. And
Yeah.
we are.
Was he coming through like super loud on the broadcast?
Well, so much so we couldn't hear what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the good music, and then you're going.
Yeah, it could have been just lip syncing, man. Just,
Hey. Or it could have been me singing. That's what it was. But
Right.
yeah. So
You're the good music.
Matt's
Finally
talking
tapped
to his
live on
computer.
Facebook, it's working.
All right. So
I'm
we're
gonna turn the computer off.
we're back to where we left off, which was basically nowhere. But we you know, it's like I said, it's time to kind of poke the bear again, have a little fun. And you know, Matt, you said you were looking at the Bill of Rights at our Second Amendment. What were you?
I was looking at all the amendments, everything.
Wow.
Like all of
And-
our guaranteed rights as American citizens.
That have been
Because when I
sucked
saw the
away from
original
us.
Post, I was like, what rights are being taken away from us? And then you start looking through, and you're like, wow, they're really kind of.
they're just checking they're checking all the boxes.
It's not they're taking them away; they're just slowly chipping away at them, and it's just like.
Yeah, they're blurring the lines of what they are and aren't supposed to be. I mean, during the whole NSA spying thing, I mean, our Fourth Amendment rights flew out the window.
Yeah. Well, and okay, so now First
I
Amendment
don't want
Bill.
to sound like a wackadoodle, but yeah, man, our rights are being taken from us.
Well, and see, that's
Yeah.
the thing too. Is like, and Matt, you touched on something earlier while we were doing our testing. Matt brought up the fact he's like, man, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist or anything, and I said, I mean, really, that's basically a lot of these conspiracy theories are coming to light. I mean, they're actually surfacing up as reality, and
I mean, it's like they're based on reality, but then they take a turn that I just can't follow. It's just that's the problem with some of them. But other ones, like, holy cow, man! I mean,
yeah, okay. I'm the whole I've got an alien giving me space probes in the middle of the night thing. I'm not with, but you know.
But what if that's true? I mean, I don't even know what to believe anymore, and I believe some pretty wacky stuff, and don't believe some pretty wacky stuff, and I don't know.
Well, so you know, like back in the I don't know when, but you know, back in the early days, the CIA used to have these programs where they would just send out a whole bunch of very, very strange, unbelievable type things so that people would think that there's something just so wacky going on, so that when the truth came out, it was also part of that whole wacky thing, and people were like, you know, that's just conspiracy theory stuff. The whole idea of conspiracy theories was a way to essentially gaslight people who uncovered truth.
Okay.
So when
I
somebody
mean-
uncovered the truth, and so they would just be like, "Oh, that's a conspiracy theory." I mean, nobody can believe that stuff.
Right.
Like remember I think I told you about the, oh yeah, the government doesn't do, random tests on people, and then, some kid in the San Francisco Bay Area. You remember the Operation Sea Spray? I think I mentioned it.
I don't remember you saying anything about that.
Okay, so I'll give you the short version of it.
Okay.
So back in the 50s, there were government tests where they were spraying bacteria and illnesses into the fog banks in San Francisco.
Really?
You didn't mention this, but I've heard about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and so eventually some guy went into the hospital at Stanford along with bunches of other people who all had these really strange urinary tract infections, and he ended up dying from it. And his grandson was just furious about it because the whole family had thought something strange was going on. And so he, during his law school, did a Freedom of Information Act query into what was going on, discovered that they had this thing called Operation Sea Spray, where they were spraying these things into the fog banks. And then in the process of uncovering that truth, he discovered there was no less than 180 additional ones that they'd been doing for years all over the country, up to and including off of the coast of England, where they also have a lot of, seasonal fog banks and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's like, okay, but that's just a conspiracy theory. Yeah, the conspiracy is so big that they actually ended up finding proof of, the whole thing being actually so real it was hugely real, kind of thing.
Well, and that kind of ties in with the whole chemtrails and cloud seeding. They do seed clouds.
Right.
Well, we know that.
And which is a good or a bad thing depending on how you look at it.
Right.
But then it's just like, yeah, we do that. So, but this other thing, like we're spraying, chemicals and stuff, harming people. Like, oh, they don't do that. It's just cloud seeding. Or you're seeing. I mean, but are they? I don't know.
Well,
And these are rabbit holes I could go down. In the 90s, got really deep into some of the conspiracy theories with like the Bilderberg Group and the handful of people that are running the world. And then Chris, you and I were talking earlier about the corporations.
oh, yeah.
Run everything, and they might not actually run it, but they certainly influence it quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
but are they
I
running
mean-
it? Is the conspiracy that they're running it is wacky? So when you find out, they just have a hand in it. That's not a
Well,
scare.
I mean, when they channel and force things into the corner, by saying, okay, hey, you can no longer donate to people on our platform. You can't use our platform because of your like Facebook deplatforming. I mean, okay. Granted, Donald Trump is very polarizing, and the whole thing. They've got a big thing against him. But in the midst of it all, Ron Paul, a libertarian, he had his Facebook and Twitter accounts destroyed, saying that he violated terms of service as well.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm really torn on that because on the one hand, it's their playground, their rules, and if they determine that you're not playing by the rules, they can cut you out, whatever.
But
on the other hand, what is, like you said, was he really violating the terms of service, or were they going, well, you're bordering on it, so we're just going to go ahead and clip your wings now?
right. Well,
I mean, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, my thing about what you're saying is they don't really have control because the internet was created to be a free service for everyone. And yes, we are using their platform, but their platform was, at first they were begging, and there's other companies that do beg to have you on and using their platform. So why would you censor? That's what it's all about, is to be able to express your freedom of opinion and your point of view. It doesn't mean that they have the right to control any of it.
But
they are
do
not the
because
government. They are a
not the
corporation.
government.
Right.
They're not the government, though.
Right.
And your freedom of speech is directed at the government. What you can and can't say about the king.
Right, and that's what I was saying.
But when it comes to a corporation, and that's where I'm torn, is I believe that a corporation actually has the right to monitor and do what they want with their platform. But at the same time, I have a problem with it.
Well, yeah,
them doing it,
and you're walking.
They do have the right, but
well, here's my question: do they really have the right? I mean, I looked up yesterday. 52% of all Americans get their news through Facebook and Twitter. So have they not become at that point in time? If a majority of Americans get their news and information about what's going on through those platforms, aren't they now considered press? And because they've given all of us the ability to become content creators on their platform, then other than doing something truly evil, like inciting violence, you mean like setting up, rallies and setting up, attacks on BLM things or Antifa things,
right.
All those things went on, and now they're claiming that Trump incited something. You can go read the text of his, speech, and there's nothing. He never said anything about violence, hitting, killing, shooting, breaking, or anything like that.
Right.
He didn't, but some other people actuing have.
Well, but
right.
that's
which
not
which
him.
Is fine.
But that's the thing. Like I think that like cutting off the president from Twitter, like I never followed him anyway, so he could say whatever he wants, and it doesn't
right.
directly affect me.
Right.
And so I mean, I agree. Like, I think that cutting him off actually probably made him stronger. Like in Star Wars, when Obi-Wan Kenobi tells Darth Vader, like, strike me down and I'll become more powerful than you can imagine.
Yes, we just totally geeked out.
So cutting off the president from Twitter, are you cutting him off at the knees, or are you...
Well,
putting him back into the Force?
I've got a very timely example for this. Shut down Napster, and what will happen? LimeWire. Remember when it all fractured out, and now they couldn't even put a cap on it.
Right. I mean,
for a couple of years after they shut down Napster, the underground ability to download music for free grew beyond anything that they could even follow. So,
and with that, like, and with Chris saying, like, like they're like Amazon cutting off people from using their servers. My whole thought is like, whatever, their playground and everything, because if you wanted to and you really want something, nothing's stopping you from buying your own server and starting something, and as you make money, you buy more servers and become more powerful.
You mean like Parler?
That's basically all Amazon did. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, without mentioning names, but I mean, anyone could go ahead and set up their own server farm and run it, which is why I don't have a problem with the companies cutting people off, because like you just said, Brian, other things are going to pop up. And as other things pop up, it's just going to explode here.
Okay.
Well, what I'm worried. Well, I guess what gives me a concern is the fact that you've got Amazon's server farms, you've got Twitter as a platform, you've got Facebook as a platform, everything like that. It's really, in my opinion, the part that worries me the most is you've got the Amazon server farms, you've got all the other telco server farms out there, whether it's Verizon, who took over the MCI, trunk lines all over the country, everything like that. If all of those people start having the same thing, it won't matter where you host your servers. Eventually, the guys that now control the lines to everybody's homes and devices can then also block your content on those levels. And so that's right. What I'm saying is I personally think that we're setting a very bad precedent, because your terms of service claim that you can't push, violent or whatever. I mean, remember the whole time that just before the election when the information that was on Hunter Biden's laptop started coming out and getting leaked.
Yeah.
They were like, no, you can't do anything like that. You can't even publish that. If anybody even publishes that, we're taking it down. Well, was that really a violation of their terms of service?
Yeah.
No, it was actually a violation of you're offending the guy that we hope becomes president, in my opinion. But, again, I'm not a huge... I'm not a big MAGA guy. I'm not trying to shill for Trump or anything, but I also recognize the BS, that goes on in these claims of, and that's what I'm saying. Ron Paul, not Rand, but Ron Paul is the biggest libertarian there is, and there's action.
Right. Hold on, Matt, 1 second here. Let me just say something here real quick.
They opened the flood doors.
Let me say something here real quick to everybody that's listening. Any of us here, Matt, Brian, or myself, are neither Democratic or Republican. We're really, I think we've all kind of, if anything, libertarian at most, but we really have no affiliation with
some problems with some of the libertarian taxing things.
Well, okay, but like what I'm saying is we're not really affiliating with either one of these sides, which are basically the red or the blue or any of this. We actually do not agree with any of it. We have our own happy medium that we would love to see, which is never going to exist as far as I think, but so I want people to understand, but there are points on all sides, and you have to see that each side plays each other against the other because and I think we can all agree with the fact that there is higher powers that are puppeteering the entire system, and it's not just here in America. Am I correct in saying that, guys, or no?
I think
yes.
I agree. I think it's the major
that I agree with
national corporations.
Okay, so I'm trying to make this clear for the listeners because
that's just me.
We are hitting, worldwide again. Number one in Ireland. Thank you, Ireland. And hey, Brian. By the way, I don't know if you heard this or not. We're in New Zealand, buddy. Boom. Thank you very much.
Oh no, that's awesome.
Yep, we're huge in the Kiwi state and Jamaica and Albania and what can I say? We're an international market. So I'm just making sure everybody understands where we're sitting at politically. So we're trying to keep open minds and open forums because we believe everything's pretty much wackadoodle. So, boom. Okay, Matt, you were going to mention something, and I cut you off because I wanted to make sure everybody's cool here.
Doesn't matter.
Nah. Oh,
what
no.
was I saying?
I don't know. I cut you off. But
probably some dumb rant.
Too late now.
But you did mention the fact that we are not Republicans. We're not Democrats.
Right.
I believe that Brian is a libertarian. I'm not a libertarian because I have some problems with the Libertarian Party at the moment. I think they're a little. They haven't focused yet enough for me to really go okay. But as individuals on a local level, I could vote for them.
Yeah, but see now we did take our little test
on a national level.
Voting
at a national level, I don't think that the libertarians are.
Yeah,
they're just as, I don't know, but when it comes down to it, they're just as fractured as all the rest of the parties. So why not? I mean, really, like when you think about it, like.
It's dude. It's our political system. It doesn't matter what party it is. It's all a mess, and it's all being played against each other. And the Democrats say they're doing this one thing, but all they do is a bunch of smoke and whistles to get you distracted from what's really going on. And then the Republican Party gets in power, and then they do the same thing. And each one plays against each other and focuses on the negativity of what either one is doing. And it does. We keep missing the big picture.
As long as they keep us divided into these extremes, like
yes,
like with the Republican Party right now, with the people that are, huge on Trump, they're an extreme,
right?
And then on the other side, on the left, you have all these. You have an extreme where, in the reality, like 80% of the country is this chunk in the middle, and all we want is to live in a society that's safe.
Right. Safe and economically sound, like we used to be.
Economically sound, and and you don't need to go to these extremes, and yet if you're in the middle, you're wishy-washy.
Right. Oh yeah.
You stand for?
Oh, you don't stand for anything. You and it's.
You're going to mention that plot test.
Oh yeah. Well, and as I said, we all took that test, and we all leaned towards the libertarian. I mean, basically the functionality, I think, and a lot of the basis of the ideas of the idealization, I guess we can call it, of the Libertarian Party. But yeah, I would not side with everything that they do. But there are some, there's so much good in so many different parties. It's hard to.
I have so much less quibbles with the Libertarians than I do with the Republican Party, say, and the Democrat Party. There's a couple of things they just need to kick off their platform if they want to wise up.
Right. Well, and then and like I say,
will, because that's part of the devices.
We go to all these extremes, and talking about the attack on the Capitol. And I mean, I'm sure. Have you guys watched some of the video footage and stuff like that of an actual video footage, not the TV approved videos, but there's been all sorts of other videos that have been released. Have you guys seen any of those at all?
Yes,
I've seen a few.
Okay, now
and
let me hold on. Let me get this rolling, and then I'm going to let the ball of wax pass around. What I was noticing first off, okay, and I'm just throwing this out there, okay, just gonna see how well it sticks. The police, okay, or the security that was there, okay, was not even as aggressive. Like, you see the crowd start pushing through, and they just kind of go, oh, stop, and then they just kind of let people push on through. These are heavily armed guys. When there was a BLM march going on, these guys were sitting out there with guns, and they were like pointing and ready to go. And I'm telling you, man, and this is another thing. And honestly, again, a theory that was thrown out, and which I found highly relevant, was the fact that, somebody brought up, well, Antifa was going in and helping feed the BLM thing and all these crazy riots. And then you think maybe Antifa dressed up as Trump supporters? And yeah, now, mind you, I know there was the crazy wackadoodle Trump supporters there that are going, I'm going to get my right. Okay, and not all of them sound like that, okay? There's those guys that are like total fanatics, believing in their world, and, and to go on the other side. Well, I believe that I'm going to go right against Mr. Trump, and stand up for him. And, okay, so now I sounded like a smart professor from Britain that's a protester. But you see what I'm saying? And it is a totally plausible theory that they did this and fed in with those guys that were there that were just frothing at the mouth because they got nothing better to do, honestly. And they wanted to go and attack. So they said, hell, we're going to make this even worse. And we're going to go in there. And then, the whole incident with that young lady getting shot and killed, which just completely insane. And so no accountability being held right now. It's not even funny. But if that was a black man that got shot in there, oh my God, the world would be going completely nuts. But no, it was a young woman, military, former military, and all that. So, I'm sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
No, the whole thing is crazy. the fact that the Capitol Police Force repeatedly was like, "Oh, we didn't know this was coming."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you were watching, what you were reading, but I knew weeks ago.
Yeah. I was going to say.
Someone was planning on being there. Who they were, who knows? And it's part of the conspiracy is they might have been CIA. Who knows? Who knows? But they turned down many offers from the National Guard to be there. If they'd have ringed the Capitol building and not let anyone in, then you wouldn't have had the break-in. But then you'd have the other thing of like, well, now look at America's militarized the Capitol building.
Yeah.
So I mean, are you damned if you do and you damned if you don't?
Well, pretty much.
And were there
yeah.
were there BLM and Antifa mixed in with the crowd and part of the people that got into the building?
Well,
probably.
Yeah.
And was it actual Trump supporters that broke in and got inside the building? Probably. Did the police allow them in?
Pretty much.
Probably. Or did they?
Well, there's plenty of videos that sure look like that. Some of them did.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but whose side are they on, and who are those people, and what's going on? We don't know.
I agree.
And it's all smoke and mirrors, probably.
Well,
maybe.
Yeah.
Some people believe.
Because now what's going to happen is, and they're pushing for this whole impeachment thing of Trump, which, whatever, man. He's fighting it and whatever. Hey, it's his right.
Well, wouldn't you fight it? I mean,
yeah.
I've never been a fan of the guy since the 80s. Ever since he came on the scene, when I first saw him on TV in the 80s, and you're just like, this guy? And then and he hasn't made a good impression on me since. But
I don't know. He was a good celebrity. He was fun as a celebrity, and that's what I enjoyed about him was he knows how to make money because he'll let people make fun of him at his expense to get attention. I mean, that's.
But here's the thing: does he really know how to make money, or does he know how to?
Oh no, he knows how. I'm sorry.
One step ahead of. He knows how to use other people's money.
Right, and I was going to say my wording was wrong. He knows how to manipulate money. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
And
I can agree with that.
But you know what? That is the American way nowadays, man. That is capitalism at its best. Is money manipulation, and then just taking it into the whole thing with the our old friend, our old pal, coronavirus and COVID. Well, we can't even really call it coronavirus anymore. We might as well just call it what it is. It's COVID because it's a created, man-manufactured disease at this point. They took a simple disease, rebottled it, reworked it, and boom, infected people and caused a widespread panic. And again, you go back to that, I can't remember what the movie is now, basically forecasted this whole damn thing about, the government using a pandemic to control and manipulate everyone. And, bless you. And, that was back, in the 90s, I think it was, early 90s. And, you see the movie back then, you're like, whatever, that'll never happen. Welcome to 2021. What year was the Road Warrior set in?
2021.
Mad Max. I'm sorry, Mad Max. Yeah, 2021. Hello. So I'm looking forward to my big black muscle car that I'm going to use with my sawed-off shotgun and leather jacket. Want it now. Boom. Yeah. That's right. Dude. Except I'd want mine to be a square back or a bus.
I remember in junior high or high school getting that model of car. Buddy of my brother's was Australian, and he sent me a model of that car.
Oh,
he said he loved that car. He's like, that's a great car.
What was that? That was the AMC.
Oh,
what kind of car was that? It was an AMC something, right?
Was it AMC or was it
One of our
Google?
7th grade
Haven't
teachers
kicked me off Google
at
yet.
Redwood had one. Oh, God bless it. What was it?
AMC Pacer?
No.
Gremlin?
Javelin. What? No, it's
no,
not,
it's not a javelin. Oh, what the heck is
the
it?
Australian.
Oh, well.
What's that company? Holden.
Holden? What the?
Well, yeah, Holden
I
is
think it's a General Motors product.
Yeah, Holden is an Australian version of a General Motors product.
Well, I'm going to ask our old friends over here at Google because
They're the ones
I'm sure they're going to, block us out here soon. So I want to be able to use them while I can. And maybe I should go into, what is it, incognito mode? What is that all about anyway?
Yeah.
Nothing. The browser doesn't remember your search history, but it doesn't matter because your internet service provider still does. And still shares it with the government, so who gives a shit?
So it's
right?
just a big lie anyway.
Like
so yeah, they do work for the government. What?
You mentioned you liked my typewriter back here.
Yes, I love your typewriter. I miss my old typewriter.
That's old school.
I'm writing I'm working on a whodunit, an old school gritty detective novel. And I'm using a typewriter because why not? Use an old typewriter to write an old style novel.
You want to hear something fun? I've been listening to some fun podcasts because I've been doing a lot of driving and they help keep me awake because music just lulls you. And anyway, so one of the ones that I've been listening to is called Crime File, and it's an Australian guy who does the the voiceover. But anyway, on one of them, it was they recreate, not really recreate, but they tell the story of some of these things. Some of them are modern, some of them are really old. And there was one recently that they talked about that I had listened to on my way down to Houston and back. And they were talking about a typewriter, and they were able to tell that the lower half of the key with the lowercase e had some damage to it because it was leaving like a funky impression, a partial impression. And so they were able to, they knew like which make it was, which model it was, and how many of those had been sold in this particular region. I'm like, and this is like back in like the 50s or something, they were doing this detective work. And I'm like, that was so cool, Dude.
They do the same thing now with printers though. They can, but yeah, so that typewriter, but it's a whodunit. So you gotta have someone die, right?
Right.
And so I'm on the laptop, research how to kill people. Incognito, of course, because I don't want my computer remembering. But then you think it doesn't really matter because your ISP knows. So that means the NSA knows. And I do have the way to do it. And luckily, I don't have the means to do it at my house. So I should be pretty safe. And it's actually a pretty interesting little premise I got going. I'd share it with you, but I don't need 6 people knowing about it.
There we go.
I found, so the Mad Max's Yellow Interceptor was a 1974 Ford Falcon XB.
Right there, GT.
There that's ugly looking right there.
Well, that's just.
Well, they were obviously meant to be, look like they had been pieced together from leftover parts from the post-apocalyptic world.
Right.
The cop cars in the beginning, the cop cars were still
intact.
Cop cars.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were still the Interceptors.
There was still remnants of society hanging on because remember in the beginning of that, people are down at the seaside when the gang comes through and just all I remember is ice cream falling on the ground. They kill a dog and this and that.
Well, they killed his family.
Mad Max's wife and then he goes crazy.
Well, no, they killed her daughter.
It's a Ford Falcon.
Raped his wife, then killed her, and then then Mad Max went. Guess what? Daddy's coming to play.
So Matt, the you're saying you're looking up ways to kill people. So do you
Where
know
did we
who
get this
Arthur-
dark turn?
Yeah. Yeah. So do you know who Arthur Upfield is?
No, I'm gonna look him up on Google right now. Though.
There you go. So he's an Australian writer, and he had a whole series of books with a guy, the detective Inspector Napoleon Bonaparte, who was named Boney, and
what's his last name again? Sorry to interrupt.
Upfield.
Upfield. Okay, cool. Go for
Yeah.
it.
Anyway, so that was one of the stories I had listened to recently, and so this whole thing happened sometime in the 40s or 50s. He had written his first or second book and was in the process of trying to sort of change his direction, and so he was with these guys that work out in the bush, clearing away snakes and building fences and getting rid of kangaroos that are ruining people's land, everything like that. Anyway, so he's with all these bush guys, and he asked this guy, "Hey, are you how because somebody has to die?" He's like, "Well, how could you have somebody die and not be able to know what it is?" And so he and these guys come up with this idea of basically burning the person and then going back after you burn them, sifting everything, all this stuff. Well, one of the guys in the group actually does what he's using as a plot, and he ends up killing like 3 or 4 people in that particular manner, and they have the hardest time figuring out if these guys are actually dead or not. And then one time the guy makes one mistake, and that was one of his plot lines, was the guy makes a mistake and leaves a ring on the guy, and somebody finds it in the ashes. Anyway, it's just crazy. But anyway, I just thought that was
found him, so I'm gonna bookmark this page because I'll read about him.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought you might enjoy that.
No, I love that's all super crazy and interesting, and I think my way is pretty novel. Excuse the pun.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
But yeah, yeah, it's nuts. And
you guys are
just
creeping me
looking at
out,
the
man.
internet around.
We went like way dark all of a sudden. We went from
Well,
political
there's
no
theorist
right.
kind of thing to, well, how do we kill somebody perfectly without anybody knowing, and wonder why?
For a novel.
For a novel idea. Listen, I'm going to have the whole group liquidated. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Went Dr. Evil.
But
Didn't
yeah,
mean
so talk about
conspiracy theory.
so he wrote a book, huh?
Yeah, so it's still creepy. But
Yeah,
No,
it is.
I like that. And that's crazy that someone in the group was just like, oh, we could totally do that. I'm going to try it.
remind me never
Yeah,
to upset
yeah,
you
it was-
gentlemen. Ever.
And
Hey, come on, man. I am so
Yeah.
like let me put it this way. I'm probably one of the oddest people that as a kid I have never, or even as an adult. Sorry, teenager walking out the door. But anyway, so
That
I
was awesome.
never used my BB gun to shoot a bird or any other critter or anything like that. So I just have no fascination, harming or hurting. So
I will tell you, I did it
just
once.
not that type.
I did it once. I was with my friend Marty Olson from high school, but he had a BB gun, and
Yeah.
I ended up with a BB gun, and he lived in my neighborhood, and we went out, and him and his brother would shoot squirrels and stuff all the time, and I was like, oh, I'm going to try it. So we had this, remember my big backyard with the pine trees and stuff? Saw a blue jay, lined it up, and, what are the odds, right? Nailed him. I mean, watched him fall out of the tree, and was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I just killed a bird. And I went over and, dude, the remorse and, I just totally took that. And I felt so bad. I mean, if I would have been doing it for hunting, probably totally, but what was I, 8 or, oh my
For
good
food's
Lord,
different,
dude.
but-
Yeah. No, just killing
I
to
killed
be
a
a killer.
lizard once with a BB gun, and thank God
Yeah,
it
well,
was
it's a
only
lizard. Yeah,
And that's still, but it still is pretty. You're just like, wow, like these things really, really, really can kill something. That's,
Yep. And
that's that.
but hey,
Yeah.
and now we know. So, speaking,
More coffee.
here it is. Here's a song perfect for the times right now. Driven to Tears. It's the Police.
Right.
Yep.
Yikes.
Is it coming through okay?
I hear it fine.
No.
I can hear it.
I'll bring it down a little
Too
bit.
many cameras and not enough food, baby.
And this is what we've seen. And I'm telling you, dude, there's cameras. Is that not the creepy thing, too? There are cameras everywhere. And the facial recognition thing. Yeah. Tweaking me out a little. So, yeah.
So, but are we heading to a dystopian future already? Are we there?
Yeah, you know.
Are we starting to do Blade Runner-esque
Dude,
society?
it's getting a lot closer than we think. First off, have you seen the dancing robot? That, I don't know who made it or whatever, but it was like...
dude, I saw the dancing robot.
Yeah, it dances... What was the dancing... Oh, Do You Love Me?
And it's...
And it was like...
And it's both beautiful and scary.
Oh, yeah, it's...
Yeah.
It's real... When I saw that... Now, that robot's been out for a while. It's just been getting more fine-tuned. But when I first saw that dancing robot, which was just... It was just doing moves, jumping from a box to a box, and doing a handstand. And I was like, oh, my good Lord. And then, like they started doing it how it had facial recognition.
Jump and twist in the air.
Dude, it was, incredible. I mean, it was poetic and amazing. But like you said, it was beautiful and scary as hell all at the same time.
From iRobot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's so damn close. Well, Blade Runner.
Yeah, no, it's...
I mean, it's right there.
Blade Runner, they got to get the skin and everything down,
and the
eyes.
smell, and but
But
where? I mean, who's not to say they've got something like that?
Sure, man.
Who's not to say that they've already got that done? They just ain't showing anybody. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of President Biden, so
it's in the works. I mean, it just,
So okay.
And at some point, does our politics, what we believe, even really matter?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is the distraction actually politics itself?
Yeah. No, it's
it it doesn't matter who's in power or whatever, because the corporations
go.
We've already got the one world government, and it's multinational corporations.
Yeah. Bam.
Yeah.
There you go. Got it. Nailed it. I love it.
I mean,
dude,
but does it really matter as long as I live in a safe neighborhood and the economy is moving along pretty well?
As long as it's not in my backyard, nobody cares. No.
Even if it is in my backyard.
Well, when the dancing robot comes marching through your walls and goes, you need to get up and go to the camp, and, California Uber alles. That's all I'm saying. Jello had it nailed a long time ago.
Well, and honestly, what I really want to be when I grow up is a space cowboy. So let's get us out there and get me to Mars. And give me a nice duster and a nice hat, and I'll be good to go.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what we're gonna do. What the Space Rangers are gonna do?
Yeah,
Space Force.
It's
But I mean, is there something they're not telling us about aliens? Weren't we supposed to find something out? Weren't they going to reveal something this year, last year, about aliens?
I have no idea.
I wasn't wise to that, but I
hard
will
to
say
know.
I will say this. This is how easily I get lost, Matt. When you walked to the kitchen there and set your phone down, and all I could see was like the ceiling. I did this. Where did Matt go? Where did Matt go? I was like a dog
that's hilarious.
that you kind of like step out of the room and call his name, and he's like, where is he? Yeah. I have no idea why I did that. You're right there. I knew you were on the tablet, and yeah. So I just really basically exposed myself as a complete moron, and I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Oh, I wish I was watching. It would have been funny.
I just, watch it here in a little while once the replay comes on, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Because, when the world is running down, you make the best of what's still around.
I can't watch the replays.
But why?
I listen to them. I'll listen to a little bit of the podcast.
But you lived it, so, yeah.
Because I already lived it.
Yeah,
I want
absolutely.
someone else to listen to it and tell me what they think.
Yes. Which I just realized I can't
there you
see.
go. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
So, I was just going to say. So, hey, let's do this. Why don't we put that out there so we can increase our viewership? And if we get comments, a certain number of comments, whatever, I'll send whoever. I mean, of course, we won't send it through the mail, but I'll send out some sticker sheets to anybody that's interested.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I'm going to have one of you guys monitoring, because apparently my computer's tied up doing the whole stream thing, so I can't really respond to anybody. Which just totally, I just realized I was just trying to do it here, and I can't do either or. I mean, I'll have to do some more research. I mean, I'm just happy that we're able to do this, to be honest with you. And it took my 14-year-old to figure out how to do it. Well, plus some money. So, everything comes at a price. So, yeah.
I kind of forgot you were live streaming because I'm not part of the video feed this time, so I didn't care. Whatever, bro. No.
Yeah, baby.
Back up. People are commenting, huh?
Oh, people have been, yeah. So,
crazy.
No, crazy people are actually listening. Dude, we're in New Zealand. I mean, come on, baby. Albania.
But did someone from New Zealand actually get a hold of us?
Yeah. Apparently quite a few people, actually. So, and again, Ireland, hello. We're huge in Ireland. Number one. Well, we're number one lots of places.
Huge.
I can't do Trump. I've tried to do a Trump impersonation. It just comes out sounding even dumber than other ones. So I just revert back to Homer, which is my go-to for pretty much about anything. Yeah. So I can't. Now, what has been concerning me as of late is that I keep hearing rumors of an electric bus from Volkswagen. Still nothing.
Oh,
dude.
What do you mean? Well, you don't have to worry about it, man. There's that company down in San Diego that makes the kit to retrofit an existing old school bus with electric.
Yeah,
that's
with the
really cool.
Tesla battery, right? Or a Tesla engine or whatever it is.
Yeah, they're doing it a lot of different ways. Yeah.
No, yeah, and actually,
there's
there's
anybody commenting on your thing, dude.
We don't.
Sorry to interrupt.
We don't have anybody.
Any comments?
Yeah. We've had.
It says 2 people are watching live, and I think I'm one of them.
and I'm the other one.
Are you? What about YouTube?
I mean, so because I'm not on there this time, I can't see the. Remember when your wife was commenting and I was?
Oh yeah.
Some of her comments back.
Yeah.
I don't. But that's Facebook.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we haven't been on YouTube for a while because of I'm going to blame it on COVID. So there we go. Which again, now, and I'm going to address something.
Are we?
Huh? Yeah,
We're on YouTube right now, though, right?
Yeah, we're YouTube and Facebook. We're going.
Yeah, you're live on YouTube right now.
Bing, bing, bing. We're rocking and rolling, baby. We've stepped up the game. Now, because I had somebody on one of my Facebook pages jump out and attack me because, and Matt, I know you didn't agree with my little post about, the people that created the cause are also the ones profiting off the cure. And I don't mean the Cure the band.
Well, I just don't attack Fossey. I don't think Dr. Fossey's the one to attack, but
well, he's part of it.
People that are
he's the one that
be complicit in part of it. But no one's listening to him, so
that's true too.
Yeah, man, he's part of the cabal, man. I don't care what anybody says.
There it is. See.
But no, I get what you're saying. So you were attacked because of that post?
Well, I had somebody.
I'd just bring it up when I talk to you next.
Yeah. No, I had somebody come at me about it, saying, I know people that have died from this, and misinformation. There's lots of that. You don't understand, And now, again, I'm gonna say. It's not that it's not real. Trust me. This man-made disease is very real, and it's very deadly to certain people. And yeah, I know people who, in fact, my cousin right now is in a hospital bed for the second time because, and they're actually talking about doing a lung transplant on him because he's that bad. And so I get it. And trust me, I feel people's pains for their losses and whatnot, but I'm going to tell you, this is a manufactured disease. It is being used to help control and divide and cause fear and keep us under wraps. And that is a huge, huge part of it. And then this new strand is just another alternation to keep that going. And it may not even be an actual new strand.
Well, you said like who profits from this is the big pharma. The
big pharma,
which is
the corporations, and the old government. I guarantee you. Because the government's run by who?
Well, the government is probably just is probably more of a tool than actually. I don't think our government could actually.
No, well, yeah, but they're getting theirs.
It's like herding cats. but they're getting all paid off.
You mean stone cats that listen to Pink Floyd? Dark Side of the Moon?
That cat's really easy to herd.
Yeah.
But that's just one.
But if they were all like that.
As I've seen stated, the Congress critters.
The Congress critters.
I don't think our government's capable, but I think factions, sections of our government are more than capable.
Okay. No, and that's fair. And I'm not saying, that I'm just saying that the people in the government that are involved with this are making some money on the side or they wouldn't be allowing it. I'll tell you that much right now. And a lot of this,
how do you get people that go into office being just everyday guys and come out multimillionaires? I mean, it's just, sorry. It's because they have, whatever you want to call it, insider information. And they can steer things to their family.
Chris and I were talking about this earlier. They have 30 days in which to state what stocks they bought. And they don't have actually insider information, but what they have is they can't act on that information until it becomes public. But the second it becomes public, then they can. So they have a jump on everyone else. And then they have 30 days to report it. So you wait 3 weeks or whatever when the stock has already taken a nosedive and they've already walked out with money.
Right. And then they're like, oh, sorry, I gave you bad information, but I'm going to go live in the Bahamas.
Well, and if you're making money off a company, you're not going to
Right, but it's all. I mean, it's not just stock tips. It's, hey, there's a contract coming up, and I now have a brother-in-law or husband or something like that's going to bid on this contract, and all the guys that are giving the contract are, hey, this is the guy we got to give it to. I mean, the whole thing. I mean, no offense, but it's provable. It's all that kind of stuff, and it's just.
But is that conspiracy or is that just straight up greed?
Both.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it fits the parameters of a conspiracy, but that's greed. And I think once they get in and they get a taste of it, like anyone that wants to go in and fight it is going to be bought off eventually.
Well, yeah.
Unfortunately.
I mean, unfortunately, yeah. That's.
Yeah. I mean,
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah. The United States is up for sale.
Yeah. And it's been sold.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but it's been sold, and it's been sold to China. And I know everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, dude, it's such a conspiracy theory." You look at all the facts of where our money's gone, and who's bought into it, and where it's all come from. And I totally denied it for so long, and I was like, yeah, it's just such.
They own so much of the West Coast,
dude. They own so much of the U.S.
Yeah, big time.
and actually they own a lot of Canada and Mexico. I mean, they have been very smart and very strategic in their. I don't know. The only word that's coming to mind right now is infestation. I know there's probably a better word, but I'm going with it because that's what it's become at this point. And
infiltration of economics.
No, okay, Mr. Frenchy smarty words there. Yeah, okay.
Well, no, I mean that's really what it is. It's not an attack.
No, the infiltration of the economical world. Sorry.
But you no longer need a standing army to go in and occupy. When it boils down to,
no,
all I need to do is own you.
Right, and that's exactly.
I need you to buy our goods, and the money's going to go back to us. You can have your mom and pop stores, your chain stores, or whatever, selling our product and making profit. Hey, man, there's money to be made for everybody.
Right.
But the bulk of the money goes back.
But yeah, and now you go back
and it goes back to the Chinese government.
Boom. And now this is the other thing too, and somebody brought this up to me a while back. Well, we haven't, and it's all coming flooding back to me now. We were talking about this a while back with some people I know, and they brought up the fact that there's the communist. I think was it Lenin? He brought up the fact that you start controlling the government or the media, and God, now I can't remember it all because I did a lot of drugs and drinking, so I have Swiss cheese brain. But it was the Communist Manifesto.
Stinky Swiss cheese.
Yeah, in certain areas. Some are fresh and airy, but there's
control the means of production, man.
Yeah, it's the to control for you don't just come in and take over the country. You buy your way in, and then you control it from the inside out. And that's exactly what they've done. That's exactly what China has done. And I mean, like I said, this was just the craziest thing I ever had heard. And this was a while back. And I'm like, you have no idea. Okay, we buy a lot of Chinese products and da-da-da. No, China has bought so much. They own so much in so many corporations. It's mind-boggling. Some of the things that I found, I was not prepared for this. I actually wasn't really prepared for this to work, so, to be honest with you. So I was just so excited that it was. I have no facts, but I can pull them up.
Take a gander at all the equipment that you have in your studio there. How much of that is made in China?
Behringer was made in Germany.
Assembled in other places, but
okay. And we touched on this the other day or something like that. or that was earlier today.
You know, it's everywhere, and America really only produces artisanal goods. Really, you know, we manufacture homes. We build expensive, cool things, but your everyday stuff is made in China. I couldn't afford. I'm sitting at a pretty nice desk here. I couldn't afford it if it was made in America. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah,
because it's made in China, and it's not even. And I can only afford it because it's a standing one. It's like a drafting table kind of thing, and you can crank it up.
Right.
Well, I've got it cranked up all the way. I can't lower it. It won't lower. It's stuck. But luckily, I like the height it's at, so I'm whatever. But if
so you just
a proper working one that was, you know, precision made in Germany or quality made in America. I mean,
right.
Germany, America, and then Chinese crap that they're selling because it doesn't matter. It's cheap. I'll buy another one.
Right. Well, and that's and that's how they get you too.
I couldn't afford an American-made one. We looked.
We've had our expectations so lowered.
Wait around till I can afford it.
We've had our expectations so lowered in the quality and products and of everything that we have. The from a car, you know, I mean, back in the days when cars were being built, they were expected to last till they rotted. Okay, I mean, well, look at the old Volkswagens. They were designed to last forever, as long as you took care of them. Nowadays, a $60,000 car, a $60,000 car, its literal lifespan is expected maybe 10 years at the most, and then you just have to buy another one.
It makes you want to have quality Japanese-made products again.
Yeah, well. Like, you know.
I mean, I've got
Toyotas.
a stereo that just works.
Yeah. Sony.
I've got a Toyota that just runs.
Yeah.
I mean, but like, you know, I'm dealing with Klipsch right now, who makes a quality product in the USA made stuff, and
right.
I would love to be able to once again afford it, but I just needed a sound bar for my cheap Chinese-made TV, so I bought one, and of course it's made in China, and the subwoofer will not pair via Bluetooth,
right? And
to the soundbar. The soundbar sounds great, but I got a lot of bass. I mean, I got a decent amount of bass, but that's gonna cost. Everybody money. People are making money left and right off it because I'm going to have to send it back. So your transportation company is going to make money,
right? And
I don't know.
There's a lot of loopholes on that too. But the thing is too, like, and I was going to say this earlier, was the American people that think that they're buying American products are actually buying American-made products made with a lot of Chinese components. And we talked about this earlier before we got on. And I mean, so yeah, you could have this, you know, oh, well, this is made in America. Well, yeah, it was assembled by a migrant worker in a factory somewhere here in America for, you know, a very low wage, but it was also made across seas. All the pieces that are in your American-made product by a migrant worker were made by children over in China working for literally pennies an hour, and hello Nike, and shipped over here, then put together here by our migrant workers. So you think you're buying American, you're really buying a Chinese-made product, just kind of fabricated here. So there you go. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Rush was made in Canada.
I'm feeling kind of depressed, man.
Which is why I don't like talking about politics. It's not so much that, I mean, I'll end up pissing off everybody because of, what I believe, but I get depressed when you start really digging into everything.
Yeah, it's it can really set you back if you don't start looking at what what really matters. You got family, you got friends, you got at least one running car, a couple of projects.
Yeah.
Or
I
too
got a
many
pot of
projects.
beans.
Right?
It'll be delicious for dinner.
And oh yeah,
And
you should see what he's making.
Does it really matter who's running the country, as long as I'm happy and healthy?
Yeah. I don't know. When we're all living in concentration camps,
it does a little.
Well, we can debate it then, I think. Not that we're going to be living in concentration camps. I'm just being extreme just for the fun of it. But
but that's the thing. You don't need to. I mean, I can live right here and still be a prisoner in my own country.
Right on. Well, and we can listen to Rush, who are a Canadian product, by the way.
Won't hear cases set before it and make a decision.
Yeah.
Our rights are just going to still be slowly eroded.
Yeah. Well, not like that haven't been already.
People think that they have rights that they don't really have. And so they distract by that. Well, when people go, freedom of speech. Your freedom of speech is actually a very narrow right.
Yeah.
It's not as big as people think it is.
So I got two things kind of along those subjects. Is that so today I picked up a little news on Kristian. You remember the little town of Monument up on the way to Denver?
Yeah.
Just outside of Colorado Springs. So their town council, whatever they are, they just voted to condemn the shutdowns and told the governor to change what he's done. And they said they basically have put out I don't know what you'd call it, some public statement that all jobs are essential and that none of them should be shut down because of, mental health, financial stability, all those kinds of things. And then they sent it up to Governor Polis up in Denver and said, you need to change things.
Wow.
Which I was kind of proud of.
Yeah.
But also Governor Cuomo. So Governor Cuomo of New York yesterday said, we can't keep shut down until the vaccine reaches critical mass. We need to start reopening. And I'm like, really? This for almost a year, you have been the advocate for shutting and killing business, and now he's suddenly on board. But again, my opinion is that the reason why you'll start seeing this is because the exploitation of the COVID virus for the purpose of creating as much chaos, concern, and worry and getting Trump out of office or whatever the other reasons are, it worked. And they got their way, and now all of a sudden you're going to see this whole, we can open things up if everybody wears a mask. We can do this, we can do that. And I don't know, man. I'm just not a believer of the whole, baloney thing.
It's it's like all of a sudden they did the blackjack dealer thing. Where the dealer at the table just does this and, shows you they got nothing up their hands anymore. Yeah. Well, yeah, you don't because you're starting to get found out is what's going on. So, and I mean, not that I'm disagreeing with what you're saying, Brian. What? But what I'm saying is now all of a sudden.
I was just going to say,
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go. It's your show, buddy.
No, well, I'm sorry. There's a delay, so I didn't realize you had started talking. No. So go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say my whole thing has been, the whole thing is you're going to get it or you're not. All you can do is take your own personal precautions. I will wear a mask when I'm out and about.
Right.
Because if I am sick, I don't want to get someone else sick. That's cool. I really do prefer people be away from me, so that works in my favor. But
that's just the introvert in you. So
and well, but the whole thing about like all of a sudden now washing your hands became a huge thing. Working in a restaurant really pounds this into you, but
yeah,
who's not washing their hands 5-6 times a day anyway? Every time you use the bathroom, wash your hands. You wipe your buns. You're gonna get trace amounts of fecal matter on your hands no matter what.
Yeah.
Wash them.
Yeah.
Clean them up.
And
it's just pee. Well, I don't want your pee on my stuff. Wash your hands. Like,
yeah, I prefer my own pee on my own stuff.
People are like worried all of a sudden about being clean and like, oh my, well, no wonder why you're all sick.
I've literally peed on everything I own.
A bunch of animals, man. Wash up. So
it's called marking my territory.
The whole thing is like, if a restaurant wants to be open, I as a consumer have a choice of whether I want to go in and sit down, or if I want to go in and get takeout.
Right. Absolutely.
How can I go into a restaurant and get takeout, and that's cool, but I can't sit down and eat it?
Well, and okay, right. and now
I agree.
I'd rather come home and eat it anyway, but let them be open.
Yeah, but again, that's the introvert.
It's wintertime. You can't eat outside.
Now,
around here you can. It's 70 degrees out.
My thing about that too is okay. So you're talking about the hand washing thing, which
Sorry for the rant.
No, that's what it's all about. Random rants and craziness.
I know, but
we've got restaurant backgrounds and stuff, and plus I'm just kind of a clean freak anyway, so I always wash my hands a lot anyway. The thing is, people are so concerned about wearing a mask. We were at Costco the other day, and my mask, because of my goatee and stuff, it gets pulled down when I talk, and I don't really notice it. And plus, I don't feel I breathe well with it on, but whatever. I do it, like you said, to just, that's their little policy. I'll play their game. And we're at checkout. Literally, I'm pulling the cart away as we're getting ready to leave. And the cashier sees it and goes, "Sir, you've got to pull your mask up." And I just looked at her. I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "No, you've got to pull your mask up. It's under your nose." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm leaving. See ya." And she's like yelling at me at this point, and I go, okay, because my wife was like, "Just do it," and I'm like, all right, then whatever, But the thing is, I just wanted to turn around and say, "Listen, you want this mask on my face, but you just handled all this food that who knows how many other people have handled. You have no gloves on. You're not washing your hands right then and there. I've handled it. Those people have handled it. I don't know how many people have touched this cart. Nobody's wiping all this stuff down and constantly deodorizing or what's it called? I can't think of the word. Oh my God. See, Swiss cheese brain. It's in the clean part right now. Decontaminating. Oh my gosh.
That's like we were.
I did it. Decontaminating.
We were at Home Depot the other day in self-checkout, and there's a thing open, so we go to it, and the guy that's running a register just right on the other side is like, "Oh, hold on, you got to wipe it down." So no, you really don't, because I'm holding two things I'm buying from here. Who knows who touched it? You guys didn't wipe that down.
You didn't wipe any of that down?
And, well, I let the guy go ahead and wipe it down, but when I get in my car, I'll use antibacterial, antibac wipe, on my hands and whatever, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't think I've gotten coronavirus since last year.
Yeah. See, and I just lick my hands clean.
I'm convinced I had it last January.
Except for my nails.
You're going to get it or you're not, and you got to just...
Well, I will come clean with this.
It's all overkill.
I will come clean with this. I don't know if I've told you guys yet or not, but because I didn't say anything about it at the time because I didn't want... There was too much going on anyway. But when we were in the process of moving, I ended up contracting COVID from some workers at work. One guy got really sick. The rest of us just tested positive. And I did the, stay chill, be at home, quarantine thing. I had the city, I had the state calling, checking on me. Everybody here got tested. The only people that ended up with it were me and my youngest daughter, who had no symptoms. We had nothing. I mean, the doctors were just freaking out. They're like, how can you not? You clearly have tested. I got tested twice just to make sure. And nothing. Not a damn thing.
Because that's the way it works. You can be asymptomatic.
Yeah. And it was just crazy. And like I said, I'm not saying that this is not a real thing. Trust me, I know it's real because the government made it so. But it's like you're saying, Matt, that you can be asymptomatic. It's going to affect everybody different, just like the flu, just like a cold, just like the chicken pox, just like the measles. It affects everybody differently. So, yeah, some people are going to get really sick. Some people aren't. Case in point.
Are you guys going to take the vaccination?
No.
The vaccine?
I have never, ever done a vaccine, and I will not.
I almost died from a tetanus booster about 10 years ago.
Ooh.
No.
Oh. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Brian's like, man, new.
See,
we're talking we're talking hardcore anaphylactic reaction to the point where if I would have been anywhere else but the doctor's office, I would have dropped dead in the parking lot.
Holy crap. Man. Serious, bro?
See, and
yeah.
Dude.
That's not good.
Yeah, legit.
No. Almost dying? No. That's kind of a negative.
I haven't gotten
just saying.
Flu shot, and I haven't gotten the flu yet.
Yeah.
And I think I've gotten the flu when I have taken the flu shot. I mean, granted, I wasn't as sick or whatever, but come on now. So I'm not really worried about me not getting vaccinated.
No, I have no concern about it. And, I know that there's health, workers and stuff like that they, have to do it because of, hey, that's fine. I still think it should be an option one way or the other. And, if they start forcing it, man, that's going to get to be a real scary. You want to see revolution happen. I think you're going to see a lot of that start firing up real quick. It's like, somebody trying to tell me, you can't drive a Volkswagen. And I mean, if I had one, which I don't anymore, but now I'm sad.
But if you did.
But if I did.
But if you did, they told you no, you'd be mad.
Oh, boy.
So I guess technically your finances are telling you no right now.
If you were told you couldn't drive your minivan, man, your Dadmobile. I seen that thing. No.
Damn it, Brian. Nailing it on the head again. Yep, that's it. My finances control me. But, and by the way, Brian.
You're
Did you get a hold of that guy that I sent you the name of on Facebook about he was looking for a bus?
I don't know how. Yeah, you sent it to me on a messenger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I sent you the link.
I haven't heard back.
But okay, all right. I'll talk to him because he was very interested when I told him about you. So anyway, yeah, like everybody else needed to hear that. Yeah, Brian is USA Combi VW, right? On Instagram?
Just USA Combi Connection.
Yeah, damn it. Yeah, USA Combi Connection on Instagram. And if you need an old bus, you need a Volkswagen, Toyota Land Cruiser, and speaking of excellent Japanese mobiles, those old Toyota Land Cruisers, amazing moto machines, I swear. But yeah, Brian's your man right here.
I want one.
Yeah, dude, those things are badass. And then if you ever need a photo,
you didn't keep one of those for yourself, Brian?
What did you ask, Matt?
You didn't keep one of those for yourself?
Not yet, man. I gotta pay some bills and get. It's hard.
I can dig it. I'm just.
I'm like the cobbler, man. All of my kids and me are barefoot while everybody else is getting these killer shoes.
And by the way, Brian, did you notice my my new lighting setup supplied by my stepson? One of my Christmas presents. I don't know if you can see it that well because I can't get the other light to turn off. But yeah, I got a little light strip going on now. It's pretty cool. All the cool kids have them. I'm a cool kid now. Just saying. But
Yeah.
So, but see, now I can just make it all light like that, and but anyway, so yeah,
I don't.
What was that? Oh, everybody's froze up. It's just me now. Everybody's in the netherworld. Oh, it's Facebook shutting us down. That's what's happening. We're all going to cease to exist on Facebook. And this is how it ends, folks. The final frontier of the Random Kristian Show. But, you know, what are we going to do?
But the online part...
Huh?
Here, the Facebook part?
The music's still coming through.
Yeah, I just changed it up to Walk's most bestest ever band ever, kind of. Yeah. So, nope. Everybody's got spinning wheels. So you know what? I think that's kind of a precursor for us to start practicing walking on the moon and getting the heck out of Dodge, at least for today. So, there's kind of Matt, and there was kind of Brian for a second.
Yeah, I think that's a good sign. I got to go take care of my beans.
Yeah. Well, Matt. All right. Matt's letting us know about his personal preference of taking care of his beans, which, you know, should be done in the privacy of your own room there. Just standing still, or are you locked up? Nope, Brian's moving. Okay, Brian's here with us. All right, gentlemen. Well, I want to thank you, and yeah, we got a little crazy. We got a little whack-a-doodle, boom, boom, boom. You know, it's what it's about. You know, we just come on, do our thing, go crazy, and get it over with. So until next time, gentlemen. Unless, you know, we're kicked off Facebook. We'll still have YouTube. So there we go. YouTube seems to be not too concerned about anything. Yeah, YouTube's like the stoner of the social media. They're just like, yeah, whatever, dude. We're just gonna have some nachos and play some video games.
They'll just stop paying you. That's all.
Do what? What was that?
I said they'll just stop paying you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No.
They'll stop paying you.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to pay you anymore, but there's other sources for money. So.
Well, I'm paying them right now, so.
But you can still put videos on us.
Yeah. So hopefully soon, someday, we get some money off this. But, you know, it's all about just having fun and enjoying it and, you know, playing some music in the background. Like The Police, the best band in the world. There. Said it again. I don't know how many times I've said it on this damn show, but I do. So there we go. And Maddie's photos at Instagram, right? Yeah. Oh, he's gonna hold up the card for me to read.
I don't know it again. You tell me. It's it's at Maddie's photos.
Oh yeah, at Maddie's photos on Instagram. Yeah. There we go. And then
I still haven't followed through with my New Year's resolution.
Yeah. And like we were saying earlier, any kind of Volkswagen, older Volkswagens, the air cools especially, and the Toyota Land Cruisers, Brian is the man. Look him up on Facebook, USA Combi Connection, that's on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Brian had to think about it for a second.
I couldn't get the USA Combi Connection for Instagram, but the Facebook page was already built, and so now I'm like, I just toggle between them on my phone.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
Well, that's when you ask me what my stuff is, like I don't know.
Yeah. Matt just has been holding his card up to me and going, "Here you go." And we do have our own email here at the Random Kristian Show. It is the Random Kristian Show at gmail.com. We just got that established thanks to my technical guru self, actually. I think I did that one. It was by the suggestion of my daughter, though. She's like, you just need your own email. Yeah, okay, so why not? And so there we go. We've got that. We are on Instagram. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook at the Random Kristian Show on all of them. And then, of course, we've got I've got KJ VoiceWorks, by the way, if you ever need some vocal work done. But we want to hear from you folks, so please tune in. Let us know what you think. Throw us ideas for the show if you want. Throw us comments. We'd love to hear from you. Spotify, you can listen to us all the time on that. And iTunes, podcast, all the Anchor.fm. They're the ones who really distribute most of this. So thank you so much to Anchor.fm. Matt's Place in Campbell. If you need your car fixed, go check them out. And who else was I going to plug? I don't even remember anymore. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for checking us out and hanging out with us today. And we will do it again Thursday if you guys are available. If not, I'll be here. And we'll be having some fun. And we'll do some crazy, wacky things. So, gentlemen, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And we will talk to you again soon.
You too. Thanks.
All right. Adios, everyone.
And there's a huge delay going on. All right, guys. Thank you. Peace out. Everybody be good to each other. Take care of each other. Love one another like you love yourself. Peace.